Hey, welcome to A Mindful Life. This is the music side of A Mindful Life. Today we are doing a really cool song. It's Little Red Corvette by Prince. It's the guitar solo. It's very short, but it invokes such a mood and atmosphere. Feels like an open country road to me. I really like the song in that context. It's kind of unique. We're going to dive right into the solo. That's the first part. Your index finger is barring the high E and the B strings on the 9th fret right here. This is the 12th. 9, 10, 11, 12. This is the 12th fret. This is the 9th fret. So what we're doing is we're hammering on with our 3rd finger to the 11th fret of the B string. You see that? I'm doing it real slow. Pull off. The 11th fret of the G string. 10th fret of that same G string. Back to the 11th fret of the G string. 9th fret of the B string. That's that whole first lick. We're right here. 2 hits on that. And what we're doing with that, this is the 5th fret right here. We're on the 6th fret. This is 3, 5, 3, 5, 7. We're on the 6th fret. Index finger right there on the D string, 6th fret. Hammering or plucking the 8th fret of that same D string. Okay, there you go. You're at the 7th fret of the B string now. It'd be great if you can get that slide in there. I know it's moving sort of fast. Right there. Back a half step, down a half step to the 6th fret of that same B string. Crossing over with the 3rd finger, and we're on the G string. We are on the 8th fret of the G string. There you go, 6th fret of the G string. See, we're just going back and forth between those 2 notes. Make sure you slide that off. So here we go again. Give it a little vibrato for a little emotional flavor. When you slide it up. Up is this way on the guitar, guys, and mute it with your picking hand. So here we go. Keep it staccato, those notes as staccato as possible. It adds to the rhythm of the song. And notice the subtle rhythmic changes in that riff. Now here we go. 9th fret of the high E, 11th fret of the B, 9th fret of the high E, 11th fret of the B, 9th fret of the B. Okay, that's a little transitional riff. See that? Our transitional riff after that. So here's the transitional riff and then the riff after. We go back. See that? I prefer to start that riff off with the second finger right here on the 11th fret of the B string. 9th fret of the high E, 13th fret of the high E. So transitional riff, and then we're 11th fret of the B, 9th fret of the high E, 13th fret of the high E. We do that twice. And then we do this, like we're doing the same thing. Now we stop right there on the 11th fret of the high E. We don't go to the 13th. We stop on the 11th fret of the high E. So here it is from the transitional riff. See? That's a slide going into, this is a 12th, 13, 14, 14. From 14 to 13. So let's do it from the transitional riff. And notice the fingers I'm using. I prefer these because it sets me up better for the rest of the riffs. And then I go here. Twice, and then same riff as before. Slide into that, slide into the 14th fret. This is 12, 13, 14. Slide into the 14th, slide into the 14th fret there of the high E, and then back down to the 13th. So from the transitional riff, now here we go. That's it, real slow. Let's take that riff. You're right there on the B string. You start off on the B string in 9th fret, 11th fret of the B, 8th fret of the high E, that is just all on the high E string right there. We're going 8, 9, 11. So now when we slide, of course that's the 13th fret of the high E. Let's do that whole thing. Slide. Okay, that whole riff again. All of that's on the high E string. Now, after that, back to the 9th fret of the B string, 11th fret of the B string. Now this is different. We're going right here. This is the G string. We're at the 10th fret of the G string, and we're going to bend that a half step higher and let it come back to pitch. So let's do that whole riff again, that whole section. Okay, so that's Little Red Corvette by Prince. It's a very short solo, but it has a burst of character and flavor and creativity for the song. All right, so take it slow, go back and go through those fingerings I did with the riffs and different things like that. All right, A Mind for Life. Thanks for coming. Peace out.